You think being a knight was all about shining armor, sword fights, and epic battles? Think again. The truth is, being a knight in the Middle Ages wasn't glorious. It was painful, dangerous, and brutal. Let me show you why life as a so-called noble warrior was far from what the legends made it out to be. That iconic armor? Yeah, it looked cool, but it was more of a curse than a blessing. Imagine carrying 60 pounds of steel on a hot summer day with no cooling system, no showers, and no breathable fabrics underneath. Knights didn't get to look cool in battle. They were basically cooking inside their own armor. And if you fell off your horse, good luck getting up. Most knights would end up lying there, helpless, waiting for the next strike, and that's if they were lucky. Knights didn't bathe, at least not the way we think of today. Why? Because people believed water carried disease, not bacteria. Their underclothes weren't changed often, their hair was crawling with lice, and the smell? It was as bad as you can imagine. Picture the stench of sweat, blood, and dirt all mixing together. No wonder they were often referred to as walking biohazards. And that's not even the worst part. Imagine battling with open wounds, infected armor rash, and rotting teeth. Knights weren't heroes. They were just ticking time bombs of infection. Speaking of battle, let's talk about what it was actually like. It wasn't like the movies. You weren't engaging in some chivalrous, honorable duel. No. Battles in the Middle Ages were chaotic and terrifying. It wasn't just the enemy you had to worry about, it was your own men trampling over you, arrows flying from all directions, and horses running wild in the madness. You get cut in battle, that's it. No antibiotics, no clean tools, and definitely no anesthesia. Battlefield surgeons were more like butchers. They'd cut off your limb with a rusty blade, cauterize the wound with fire, and send you home hoping you wouldn't die from gangrene. And let's not forget about arrow wounds. Those things were horrific. They shattered bones and often couldn't be removed cleanly. It wasn't glamorous, it was brutal, painful, and often fatal. Even if you somehow survived the battle, your reward was usually a life of poverty, chronic pain, and brokenness. Most knights ended up poor, forgotten, and physically destroyed by the years of warfare. You didn't get medals or land, those went to the lords. What you got was a lifetime of suffering and maybe a short-term comfort from a temporary companion who had her own set of problems. And loyalty to your lord? It wasn't worth much. If you disobeyed, you could be tortured, hung for treason, or worse. Knights were nothing more than pawns in a game of power, forced to fight and die at the whims of those in charge. So, yeah, being a knight wasn't all glory and honor. It was a life of hardship, disease, and constant pain. The reality of medieval warfare was a brutal meat grinder that chewed up soldiers and spat them out broken. This is History Was Hell, where we expose the savage truth they never taught you in school. If you want to know the real history, not the fairy tale version, hit subscribe and join the legion of people who understand that the past wasn't just epic battles and dragons, it was pure pain.